So hello everybody, welcome to Jeannie Yoga and You. And today we're going to do a really nice way into back bending, back bending, back bending. And then if you want to try coming into a full Chakrasana, the full wheel. So much depends on how you warm up and also getting as much as possible into the fluid body and losing the stiffness, losing a sense of being stiff and relaxing. So we're going to do this together. Have an open mind. Come onto your mat. Just make sure you have a mat or a carpet that's got some stick. So I had to go through several, this is a good one, to find the one that was sticky enough. If for any reason it's difficult, make sure you just wash your hands, get the natural oils off your hands. If you've got mountaineer chalk, use mountaineer chalk. You may not have that to hand. Just see that you have the possibility, not immediately, but when it's time, of placing the hands and the feet and having not too much slip. So we're going to trust that one. Get the trousers comfortable, or whatever you're wearing, get comfortable. And then arrange the hair in such a way, if you have hair, that it doesn't impede looking straight ahead, being able to look straight up. And the feet are hip width apart, they're planted, and we're going to open the mouth and just, whew. And this is the way to begin really pleasurably. Just have the shoulders drop down and let the back of the body drop into the floor. So if you've been sitting, typing for 8 hours every day, give the feet away, give the pelvis away. You can place one hand on the abdomen, other hand on the abdomen. And just allowing the back of the body to go into the floor. I mean, this in itself, gravitating downward, is a practice. One day we'll do that for 15 minutes. So you're giving the feet away, giving the whole pelvic construct, the cradle away. You can change the hands, different hand underneath. You're allowing the abdominals to soften. They will soften beneath the hands if you soften the hands. There's a transmission. Open the mouth to relax the jaw. And the abdominals fall back toward the front of the spine. So if you're a visual person, you can see that. You can just see the abdominals falling back toward the front of the spine. Open the mouth again. And allow the ribs to fall back into the floor. You can even put your hand, one hand on each side of the rib cage. And just have a sense of those falling back. There may be some sensation. There may be a little bit of almost breathlessness or realization that you're holding, that there is tension. And simply letting that fall back, breathing, dropping. Whew. Be aware, if you can, of the back of the heart. You can even go back there. So it's the back of the breastbone, that heart center area. Be aware of the back of the heart falling into the floor. And maybe the hands come to the face and they move around the face. So you soften the skin on the face. This is all preparation for a back bend. We're softening and dropping and beginning to allow the fascia, that one piece of tissue that covers the body, allowing it to soften and open. So you might want to just go to the throat. If you're someone who holds the neck, so I hold the neck, and you'll feel, you can see it in photographs sometimes, people who hold the neck. And just bring softness. Just see if you can soften those neck cords, those cords in the neck. Give the hands a shake in the air. Back to the abdominals. Abdominals fall into the floor. Maybe the eyes are fully closed or partially closed. We're still dropping. If you notice impatience, great, let it go. Stay with the practice. And then the arms are alongside the body, or the fingertips are resting on those those lower curves of rib either side and just keeping them quiet. So you've got some fingertips on one rib, fingertips on the other rib. And then we just shift the awareness to the feet and the awareness to the head. So it's the two ends of the body. And we're going to begin, it's a huge movement, so we just take it slowly. We're just going to begin to bring the pubic bone up. So you could slide a hand, just a hand, underneath the pelvis. And we're resting down through the feet, through the shoulders, through the head. Open the mouth to relax the jaw. The front of the hips start to open and just start to come up. And you're lifting, you're coming up, you got big feet. Woo! You're just coming up to somewhere where there's a push in the front of the hips. You check the buttocks, they're engaged. And mainly the feet have weight. The shoulders have weight. There will be a sense of some heaviness here. We've just come up, but we're seeing if we can send the weight into the ends of the body. We're going to get to a stage where there's a floating through the midsection. Open the mouth. And then the back of the heart comes down. Just that shift. The back of the waist comes down. And then the last thing to sink down, and there's a relaxing of the buttock cheeks as you do this. So you're isolating, the buttock cheeks relax, and the whole pelvis. Whoa. Comes to the floor. You may feel the lining of the nose. You may feel that open. If this sounds fanciful, don't worry about it. Just check. Feet are dropping. There's all the connections in the body. Drop the pelvis more. Open the mouth. And the arms can be alongside the body or the fingertips on those lower curves of rib. Relax the jaw first. You can use the hands just to go to the TMJ, to those joints either side. Give them a little tap. And then the pubic bone comes up. The tailbone comes through. And it's a ripple. Pelvis is coming up. Feet are planted, the shoulders are going to plant themselves even more. Center the body coming up, and there may be more openness through the hip flexors this time. Open the mouth to release the jaw. Let yourself float a little higher. Move that mouth around. Breathing there and quieten the ribs. So the diaphragm is falling back, pelvis is up, knees are somewhat in line with the feet. You're resting in the air. I'm looking to you, but you're looking up. And then in a wave, back of the heart, back of the waist, and then release the tail and go right down to the tail. So there's even a tip where you lose, for a moment you lose the lumbar curve and then you regain it. And the very base, the coccyx, that tail bit of the spine is down. Maybe one hand on the abdominals, maybe other hand on top. Dropping, breathing. And then it's a really natural wave. The body wants to do it. You start to tip the other way. The pelvis tips upward now. So pubic bone's coming up. A little bit of a tuck under. Front of the hips open. The feet are planted. The shoulders are planted. We're rippling upward. Wow. Open the mouth. Open up those hips. Woo. Quieten the diaphragm. So you're leading with the pubis. Pubis is coming up. Tailbone's going through. The buttocks are working. And mainly, there's the weight is in those ends. It's in the feet, it's in the shoulders, the head. Check the hair's okay. Keep the neck long. Woo, resting in the air. It might feel welcome to surge a little. You might feel like you want to surge upward. Open the mouth. Makes all the difference. Especially if there's a resistance to opening the mouth. Open the mouth then and even more. Ah. And then back of the heart comes down. Back of the waist comes down. And you completely lower that pelvis. Whoa. Dropping, dropping, dropping. We're going to have the same thing. We're going to have that slight lumbar curve return and all the way down to the tail. So that flick of tail is right on the ground. And you may be to feel the unroll extending beyond the physical body. So there's still a sense of unrolling. It's going down past your tail. And then we change again. Tip the pelvis the other way. This movement's beginning to find its own rhythm. Pubic bone comes up. Tailbone goes through. It's a ripple. Front of the hips just open with that tip this way in the pelvis, and you get longer between the pubis and the navel is long. You're coming up. Quieten the diaphragm. And if you want to put your hands on the forehead for a moment, do that and relax the brow. Relax the whole countenance. So your face is not giving you the impetus here. You're not using your facial skin to come up. It's soft. Feet are dropped, shoulders dropped, heads dropped. Come up more. Open the mouth and feel those front hips opening. Whoa. You're resting there, so there's weight in the feet. Buttocks are engaged. They're engaged, but they're also content. It's not an overwork. And then the back of the heart comes down. The back of the waist comes down. And the final thing, there may be a catch in the throat because there's openings going on now. To sink down is the tail. Check the throat. Check you're not using the throat. So I'm softening my throat and relaxing those cords. Open the mouth. The breath is coming in through the nose. Even once you come down, the ripple is still going. You may feel the ripple going down to the legs. The feet out. It's like a wave. It's like there's a wave that's starting beyond the feet and coming up through the body. And the pelvis is responding to that wave, coming up, and there's an enlivening going on to the pelvis. You might feel that. Opening the front of the hips, coming up, calm the diaphragm. Perhaps you can come higher. Use the elbows a little, come right up on those shoulders. There's a sense of physical prowess opening up here. You can feel stronger. Come on up. Breathing, the front abdominals are stretching. And then in a wave, back of the heart, back of the waist, really sinking the tail. Let the wave keep on going down. Whoa, feet. Open the mouth. It's coming out both ends. And then again, when the body's ready, you're opening to receive it. The pubic bone's coming up. The tailbone's coming through. Front of the hips are opening, waving upwards. You can involve the elbows if you like. So you can come higher because you're being carried. There's one end down, the other end down, and the center of the body is long and coming up. Maybe the arms want to do something else alongside the body. You're rolling right up onto those shoulders. The head's free. Back of the head sinking. And then bring down the back of the heart. Back of the waist and the tail. And you might feel the throat involved. The inside of the throat being involved. There's an activation. We've got breath going on. And you can move yourself down a little. Chances are you've moved away with that length. So bring yourself down a little with the pelvis. Come down toward the feet and just slightly bring the heels out, slightly turn the feet in to prevent the other thing from happening, to prevent being like a duck. Let the pelvis sink down, and that wave is there, it's present. Whew. And then just very carefree, take one arm up, turn the palm over, have it beside the ear. And just feel that. Feel how the elbow comes up, like the arm's a leg and the elbow's a knee. It's all in line with each other. Foot in line with the knee, hand in line with the elbow. Breath through the nose. Pelvis dropping. Take the other arm up. Whoa, turn it over. And again, you're feeling that there's a knee, there's a foot, there's an elbow, there's a hand, there's a line up there. You don't have to do more than this. This is amazing already. This is beautiful. Whew. The hands in place. And we're just going to leave the hands in place. And we're have the feet planted, slightly angled inward now. And just bring come into the wave again. Pubic bone comes up. Tailbone comes through. Whoa, lifting, pelvis right up. Breathing, those elbows and those knees they're acting the same. It's like you have legs at either end. Legs at either end, and you're just coming up with that pubic bone. Front of the hips open. Feels good, the stretch through the hip flexors. And then you bring the back of the heart down. Back of the waist. It's almost too quick, that. And sink the tail and keep that ripple going. Now the hands may sweat. The sweat is great. The sweat can be all sorts of things coming out. So the hands are sweating. Do something. Get them a little drier. Go back into that position. Woo! Bring the buttocks toward the heels. And we're just in a very experimental way now. Nice spread feet, slightly angled inwards. You're going to come to the top of the head. Whew! And then that pubic bone's going to come up and the tailbone's going to come through. And you're just going to see about coming up into a wheel. And just be there for a moment. And then sink yourself down. Come on down. Whoa. And the hands may be a little bit damp. If there was any cramp in the legs, you can just extend one leg, give it a shake. Woo. Extend the other leg, give it a shake. You can even go and give those hamstrings some love. Give the hamstrings some love. Woo! Don't fold the knees toward the chest. See if you can prevent from doing that. That closes off the back bend energy. Just give the hamstrings some love. Woo! And you may still feel that wave going one way, going the other way. And we're just going to explore that again. We're going to take one hand, turn the palm over. Other hand, turn the palm over. Be a little snaky there with the hips. Be nice and free. Open up the jaw. Feel the freedom in the pelvis first. Just get some pelvic freedom in there. And woo! Come up the top of the head. Turn the feet in slightly and come up into your wheel. And it's just an extension of the back bend. The head is free. You're extending. You're coming up. That pubic bone's coming up. The front of the hips are opening. A little movement of the head, stretching the abdominals. And then bend the knees. So wherever you came to, everybody, well done. And bend the knees, get yourself comfortable on the mat, free the hair. And we're just going to draw one leg in. Draw the other leg in. Wrap the arms around the shins and bring the head up so you create a ball. And we close off the daylight between the thighs and the chest. So you're just going entirely the other way. Woo! You might feel that one tissue, that one sheet of tissue, the whole fascia everywhere, just stretching. You've woken up in the other direction. Squeeze everything and put the head down. Be comfortable with the head, the hair. And then just allow one foot to drop and the other foot to drop. And let the arms roll themselves open. And don't come into Shavasana yet. Just have the feet dropping for a moment. Open the mouth. And then simply get comfortable. Slide the body up if you need to. And one leg slides away. Other leg slides away. Roll the palms of the hands open. And coming now into a brief but important Shavasana. Close the eyes, open the mouth, roll the legs and arms open. Simply staying here and breathing. And you could stay here now, past the point when I get up and say goodbye. Would be a great idea. And as you do, you can allow that triangular bone at the base of the spine, so this is the sacrum, you could allow it to melt. You could just, it's a very, very light bone. I've held one in my hand, nothing strange. It was, everybody was happy with me holding it there. And it just melts into the floor. It's a very light bone. Let the sacrum melt into the floor. Open the mouth. Soften the brow. So either remaining there, sacrum dropping, melting, mouth open, or if it's time for you to get up, bend one leg, bend the other leg, roll over onto your side. And really enjoy the close of your back bend practice wherever you are. Namaste.